What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let's get down to the situation, but please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, y'all. So let's get into this whole situation. Let's talk about, Ralph Pittman and Sadora. So they filed for a divorce. And the first story that broke was that Ralph Pittman filed for a divorce. He basically said the marriage is over and him and Drew agreed on separation and he's going his merry old way, okay? But then other information comes out, other court documents are dropped, and Drew basically filed for divorce first. She filed for divorce about 1:10 p.m. Meanwhile, Ralph's divorce papers were stamped about 2:11 p.m. Talk about the pettiness that's going on in this situation. I wonder if this for real. I wonder if this is for play. Like, what's going on with Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman, like, filing on the same day, child? And not too many minutes apart. Like, is this for TV? Is this for a storyline? Like, what's going on? Like, what is happening? So it seemed like Drew Sidora actually filed for divorce first, 61 minutes before Ralph Pittman filed for divorce. Lord have mercy. Poor Drew Sidora. I know she knew that this man did not love her at all. Like, I don't even think Ralph really lied to her, really deceived her, really promised her crazy stuff. Only things that, he promised on TV. But I just don't really see him bending over backwards and wooing Drew Sidora and basically letting her think that they was going to have a fairy tale and a fantasy type of life, because his life was already screwed up and he already had issues with women. He had issues with his father. He had issues with his mother. He had issues with finance. He had issues with just a whole lot of things. And, people saying he got issues with his sexuality too as well, but that's neither here or there. So when it comes to Ralph basically, on his divorce papers, he wants, custody. He wants to make sure everything is going well with his two children that he do have with Drew. He wants to be in their life full and effectively in their life. You already know he don't think Drew Sidora is capable of doing anything, coherent or consistent or even knowledgeable, because he just be acting like this. She don't have no brain, that that she's just the dumbest thing that's walking. But yet she got a career and she built a career and she got him on TV. She helped him write a book, because he wrote about her son, he wrote about her, and basically to get the book off the ground, he was on TV and he's been introduced to her friends and her co-workers, and this is why he's able to get a lot of things off the ground as well. And he tried to be this family man, he tried to be this concerning man, he tried to be this loving man on TV, but it just never hit. It just never hit because he never felt that way. So in any event, so it comes down to the whole situation where Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman, they both ran down to the courthouse on February 27. Drew was down there at 1:10 p.m. And when it comes to Ralph, he was down there at about 2:11 p.m. So he can't even be on time to stunt on his wife. What a shame, what a shame. He's so inconsistent. He don't got nothing together. He be watching the family, recording them and not letting them know, listening to their conversation. How weird is that? While he's off somewhere doing something, okay? In any event, both parties state in their divorce paperwork that they're filing for divorce. It can't be worked out. It's over. It's finito. It's done. We shall see how this is all going to go, okay? And we'll see if they're not, it doesn't seem like they're going to reach an amicable, settlement. There might be, only way it's amicable if Drew basically backs down, because it seems like that's all she does is back down. And then when she tries to, bark back at him, he start balking and he start ripping and running side to side and doing hoo, and he's Tarzan and things of that nature. And then Drew, she cowers down, but sometimes Drew, she start mess too as well. Sometimes she's a nag from like, yo, you better get out my face, and then on top of that, she's not consistent. It seems like sometimes she's delusional and she make up things in her head. But when she got a husband that's living a whole double life, that can fake the funk and act like he love her, he gonna adopt her kid and he gonna make money off of Josiah, basically saying that he is the top king and he had to rescue these unsalvageable people like Drew Sidora and her son. You already know that book is reckless. It's reckless. So in any event, Sadora and Ralph Pittman, they've been together for nearly 10 years. And, they calling it because at this point where I think things may not be 50-50, may be 50-50. But in any event, going down to the whole situation, Ralph says that he wanted out the marriage. And basically, he wants to split their property. And, he wants to basically share property, sell property, that him and Sadora have in common, which will be, their property. And they both put money down on the property. Ralph is the one that made the decision, and then to turn around, they have to pay another $60,000 so they can live in a place. So it's not like he's a genius. It's not like he's a bright guy. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, he don't take blame for anything. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else. It's never him. He's untouchable. He's infallible. And a person like that, you can't even be in a relationship with at all, because it's like being in a relationship with a door, with a brick wall. That's what it's like. So in any event, Drew and Ralph Pittman, they basically cited their separation date as February 19th. And Ralph, he wants joint physical and legal custody of his 7-year-old son, and also his 5-year-old daughter that he does have with Sadora. And Sadora continued to raise Josiah. And also, it seems like when it comes to Ralph, he might not be fighting her on the kids front. He is pushing back on the notion of paying spousal support. So when it comes to Ralph, he doesn't really want to pay, spousal support. He also noted in his court documents that Sadora makes a good enough money from her reality TV job, and he says the dough is coming in, is rolling in. Them Bravo checks are juicy, baby. And he also claims that since Sadora has been on the reality TV show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she has not contributed to any of the bills financially. She hasn't contributed to any of the household bills, and basically majority of their financial responsibility is left on him. So it sounds like he wants to keep the house, he wants to keep the household, because he's basically paid for everything since she's been working and keeping her money. So therefore, since his money went on trying to keep the family comfortable, he should keep the stuff that he put out there to keep the family comfortable. Okay. And he was like, it should be an even split, because she didn't pay no bills when she started the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Ralph also says he wants to keep their Porsche, and he also wants to keep their 2018 Cadillac. Meanwhile, Drew, he wants her to be responsible for her own 2021 Cadillac. And yet there is really no word on what they want to do to the house that they just really purchased. I think they only been in there for 2 years or 2.5 years. But in any event, Sadora, she did join the Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2020, and it seems like her relationship with her husband Ralph has really been just a sad situation. It's been bad. Like, it hasn't been good, like on TV. And it seems like the woman's been in a lot of pain. She just had a lot of health issues. She's been trying to make herself look good. She's been trying to make herself look better. She's been trying to deal with all the people that make fun of her, her looks, her weight, her health, and things of that nature, and try to shade her. And then at the same time, please her husband. He get on TV, make her look foolish and crazy, like he don't love her, like he don't this and that. But like I said, when she gets hurt, he will nurse her, so he can tell the people that he nursed her, and look how loving he is, look how he picked her up, look how he carrying her and everything. But him treating you like that, you're gonna have to deal with his wrath of when he wants to go off, when he wants to disappear, when he wants to listen to conversation, when he wants to go spend money, when he wants to go write books about you and your son and don't let you in on it. You see, you got to deal with. So when he does something for you, he's gonna make you pay for it, whether you like to pay or whether you don't like to pay. So you guys tell me what you think.